Welcome back to the Football Forecast. It is Friday, June 26th, at the 2026 World Cup. And we have one of the most electrically charged match days of the entire group stage. 4 fixtures. 2 groups that are about to flip completely. Norway face France in the game of the tournament so far. Uruguay take on Spain in a Group H 6-pointer that could end one Giants campaign early. New Zealand battle Belgium in a Group G survival fight. And Egypt face Iran in a match that decides who tops Group G going into the final match day. This is not a regular day of group stage football. This is where the bracket for the round of 16 starts getting drawn. Here is the tournament-wide stat that reframes everything you are about to watch. Group 1 is the only group at this entire 2026 World Cup where both teams at the top have a perfect 6-point record entering. Matchday 3. France and Norway have both won twice, both scored 6 goals, and neither has conceded more than 2. That has never happened before between 2 nations of this caliber at the same World Cup group stage. One of those 2 unbeaten records ends tonight. On top of that, across Group G, every single team has yet to win consecutively. Every win has been followed by a draw or a loss. Tonight, either Egypt or Iran breaks that pattern, or the entire group goes to matchday for an absolute chaos. And here's my personal take on that opening stat. Group I is the only group where the top 2 are both perfect. Which means France versus Norway isn't just a group decider, it's a de facto quarterfinal preview. The winner gets a dramatically easier knockout path, and both teams know it. That extra layer of stakes changes how they'll approach this game. Let us get into it. Fixture 1. And this is the undisputed match of the entire tournament so far. Norway versus France, kicking off at 4 p.m. Eastern in Group 1. This is the collision nobody expected to happen in the group stage. 2 perfect teams. 2 6-point records. France have won both their matches. They beat Haiti and then destroyed Iraq 3-0 in one of the most one-sided performances of Matchday 2. Fixture 1. And this is the undisputed match of the entire tournament so far. Norway versus France, kicking off at 4 p.m. Eastern in Group 1. This is the collision nobody expected to happen in the group stage. 2 perfect teams. 2 6-point records. France have won both their matches. They beat Haiti and then destroyed Iraq 3-0 in one of the most one-sided performances of Matchday 2. Norway have also won twice. A comfortable opening win followed by a genuinely thrilling 3-2 victory over Senegal in Game 2. A match that showed both Norway's attacking firepower and their ability to close out under pressure. Both teams arrive here having already secured qualification for the round of 16. This game is purely about who finishes first in Group 1, and that matters enormously for the knockout draw. Let us look at France's data first. Les Bleus have been statistically outstanding across both matches. Their 3-0 dismantling of Iraq was a pressing masterclass. France won the ball back in Iraq's half an average of 9 times. One of the highest pressing recovery rates at this tournament. Kylian Mbappé has been directly involved in 4 of France's 6 goals 2 scored. 2 created in his movement without the ball continues to be the most difficult individual problem any defender at this World Cup has faced. Ousmane Dembélé, on the right flank, has provided the width and creativity that unlocks deep defenses. His dribbling and pace have been a constant threat in both games. France's defensive record is also the cleanest in Group 1. They have conceded 0 goals in 2 games. Not one. That is a level of defensive organization that Norway are going to have to break through tonight. One thing I'd add about France, their midfield trio of Tchouaméni, Rabiot and Kanté, is the most balanced in the tournament. They have defensive steel, creative range, and the ability to control tempo, and that midfield foundation is what allows Mbappé and Dembélé to stay high and stretch defenses. Now Norway. The numbers around Erling Haaland at this tournament are extraordinary. Through 2 Group 1 games, Haaland has scored 4 goals, for making him the outright top scorer at the entire 2026 World Cup through Matchday 2. His conversion rate, his aerial dominance, his ability to hold up the ball with his back to goal and then spin into space, every single metric is elite. In the 3-2 win over Senegal, Haaland scored twice in the first half, won a penalty, and was involved in every dangerous Norwegian moment. Norway's system is built entirely around getting the ball to Haaland in positions where he can hurt you. And the wide forwards on both sides run channels aggressively to create space for him centrally. Martin Dedegaard as captain orchestrates from deep. His passing range and press-resistant touch mean Norway can retain the ball through pressure when they need to slow the tempo. What I find fascinating about Norway is how they've evolved from a one-man team into a genuinely balanced attacking unit. Dedegaard's creativity, the width from Nusa, and the runs from deep. They've built a system that maximizes Haaland without being completely dependent on him. Head-to-head, France and Norway have met 11 times across all competitions. France led that series, 7 wins to 2, with 2 draws. But 5 of those France wins came in the 1990s. Norway actually defeated France in a famous 1994 World Cup qualifier, a result that cost France qualification entirely. Norway's players will note that history intimately tonight. But I'll be honest, that 1994 result is ancient history. What matters more is how Norway's current generation, many of whom are playing their first major tournament, handle the pressure of a match this big against the reigning European powerhouse. That's the real psychological test. The tactical battle is going to be the most fascinating of this entire tournament so far. France's high press against Norway's direct play through Haaland and the channels. If France can prevent Norway from playing those vertical passes into Haaland's feet early, they can starve him of clean possession. But Haaland's sheer physical power means that even with 2 centre-backs tight on him, one strong touch can create danger. The key matchup: Upamecano versus Haaland, in direct aerial duels. If Haaland wins those first contacts and flicks the ball to runners, Norway create their best chances. If France win those duels and build from the goalkeeper, their possession game takes control and Mbappé runs transitions. I actually think the battle off the ball is just as important. Norway's wide forwards have to track France's fullbacks to prevent the overloads that Mbappé and Dembélé thrive on. If they don't, France will create numerical advantages on both flanks, and Norway's defense will be stretched beyond breaking point. Our data-driven forecast. This is the hardest call of the entire tournament. Both teams deserve to win. France's defensive record and their ability to control games through possession gives them a slight structural edge, They are the only team in this World Cup that has looked genuinely dominant in every single minute of both matches. But Haaland is in the form of his life, and 4 goals in 2 games is a statistical force that France cannot take lightly. We are calling a 1-1 draw, where both superstars get their moment, and first place in Group 1 is decided by the Senegal vs Iraq result on the same day. This is must-watch football. Now let us move to our second fixture of the day. Uruguay vs Spain, kicking off at 7 p.m. Eastern, in Group H. Group H is the most tactically complex group at this entire World Cup right now. Spain lead on 4 points, 1 win, 1 draw. Uruguay are second on just 2 points from 2 draws, including a 2-2 against Cape Verde that raised serious questions about their defensive organization. Drew their second game after a commanding 4-0 win in Game 1, meaning they are not in automatic qualification territory yet. Both of these teams need this result. Spain's data profile is imposing. Their 4-0 opening win against Saudi Arabia showcased everything La Roja do best: the pass and move, combinations, the press from the front, the positional rotations that confuse defensive blocks, and the clinical finishing when chances arrive. Lamine Yamal on the right and Nico Williams on the left created consistent overloads, and Pedri in central midfield linked every phase of their game with technical excellence. Spain completed over 90% of passes in that opening performance, a tournament high for any team on Matchday 1. The draw in Game 2 revealed something important. When Spain's front press is disrupted and the opponent plays direct, Spain's transitions can be caught between lines. My personal observation: Spain's squad is incredibly young. Yamal, Williams, Pedri. And while that brings energy and fearlessness, it also means they haven't faced the kind of cynical, physical tournament football that Uruguay will bring tonight. That experience gap is real, and Uruguay's veteran core knows exactly how to exploit it. Uruguay's 2 draws tell a story of a team that is better than their points suggest, but also a team that is conceding goals they should not be conceding. The 2-2 with Cape Verde was not a comfortable draw, eked out against a difficult opponent. It was 2 goals conceded in situations that a team of Uruguay's pedigree should have managed. Darwin Núñez has shown electric moments in both games. His pace and power in behind opposing defenses are genuine problems, but he needs better service and cleaner final ball delivery from midfield. Rodrigo Bentancur in the center of the park has been solid, but not yet dominant. I actually think Uruguay's biggest issue isn't defensive, it's offensive cohesion. They've created chances, but the final pass has been consistently poor. Against Spain, who will dominate possession, Uruguay can't afford to waste the 3 or 4 transition opportunities they'll get. Núñez needs early, accurate service, not hopeful long balls. Our tactical forecast: Spain's ball movement quality and their wide overloads through Yamal and Williams are the biggest challenge Uruguay's fullbacks will face at this tournament. If Uruguay can sit compact, win their defensive duels, and use Núñez's pace on the counter to stretch Spain's high defensive line, they can score. But Spain's structural superiority in possession means they will control large portions of this game. We are calling a Spain win 2-1 or 2-0, with Uruguay's defensive vulnerabilities finally punished by a team with the technical quality to exploit them. On to our third fixture, New Zealand vs Belgium, kicking off at 1 p.m. Eastern, in Group G. This is the match in Group G where the stakes are highest, for the team that has the least. New Zealand sit on 1 point. Their only point came from a draw, and they have already lost once in this group. Their World Cup is effectively over if they lose tonight. Belgium are on 2 points from 2 draws, and they need a win to get back into serious contention for advancement. Both of these teams are frustrated by results that have not reflected their performances. This is the match in Group G, where the stakes are highest, for the team that has the least. New Zealand sit on 1 point. Their only point came from a draw, and they have already lost once in this group. Their World Cup is effectively over if they lose tonight. Belgium are on 2 points from 2 draws, and they need a win to get back into serious contention for advancement. Both of these teams are frustrated by results that have not reflected their performances. The key player story here is Kevin De Bruyne. Belgium's captain has been their most creative outlet in both games, but has not yet been able to unlock the defensive blocks they have faced. In their 2 draws, De Bruyne registered the highest number of key passes for any Belgian player, and yet Belgium created fewer clear chances than their possession suggested they should have. Tonight, against New Zealand, De Bruyne finally has the environment. His talent is built for space. A team that needs to come at Belgium, an opposition that cannot afford to sit deep and wait. If New Zealand attack, in search of their survival goal, De Bruyne on the counter is a genuine weapon. Romelu Lukaku, who made his first start in nearly a year against Iran, is the X-factor here. If he can hold up play and bring De Bruyne and the wide players into the attack, Belgium's front line finally clicks. If he's still shaking off rust, New Zealand might survive longer than the odds suggest. New Zealand's only realistic path in this game is to score first and force Belgium into a reactive game. Their set-piece delivery has been one of their strongest statistical features at this tournament. They have won more corners per game than any other team in Group G. If they can force a corner and deliver early into the box, they have aerial options. Our forecast: Belgium's quality across every position is simply too much for New Zealand to contain over 90 minutes. De Bruyne unlocks the final pass that has been missing. Lukaku scores, and Belgium take all 3 points. Out 3 points. New Zealand's campaign ends tonight. 1-0 or 2-0 Belgium, with De Bruyne directly involved in the decisive goal. And finally, our 4th fixture: Egypt versus Iran, kicking off at 1 p.m. Eastern, simultaneously in Group G. Egypt sit on 4 points at the top of Group G, after 1 win and 1 draw. Iran are second on 2 points, 2 draws, no goals conceded, no goals scored in either match. They are the most defensively disciplined zero-scoring team at this World Cup. Tonight, a win for Egypt puts them in a near-certain qualification position. A draw keeps Iran alive. And Egypt's 2 points of advantage means they can afford a draw and remain on top of the group. Egypt's 4 points have been built on Mohamed Salah's individual brilliance. He has been directly involved in both Egyptian goals at this tournament, and his ability to create from wide areas and arrive into central positions makes him the most dangerous attacker Group G has produced so far. Salah's pressing without the ball has also been outstanding. He covers more ground per game than any other Egyptian player and triggers their entire defensive transition. Iran, in contrast, have kept 2 clean sheets, but have created almost nothing going forward. Their tactical plan has been to absorb and frustrate, and against Egypt tonight. That same approach will be tested by a team with genuine quality to break defensive blocks. Here's my honest read on this matchup. Iran are the most extreme version of a defensive team at this World Cup. 2 games, 0 goals scored, 0 conceded. That's remarkable discipline, but it also means they've never had to chase a game. Tonight, if Egypt score first, and Salah is the kind of player who can produce a moment of magic against any defense, Iran will have to abandon their entire game plan. And they simply don't have the attacking personnel to do that effectively. That's Egypt's path to victory. Score early, force Iran out of their comfort zone, and control the game from there. Our forecast: Egypt's attacking quality through Salah and the pressure of needing a good result to secure top spot will drive them to take this game to Iran from the opening whistle. Iran's defensive discipline could hold for 60 minutes, but Salah's quality in the final third eventually finds a gap. We are calling a narrow Egypt win, 1-0 or 2-0, with Salah central to the decisive moment. Iran's 2-draw streak finally ends. And that is your full data breakdown of today's 4 World Cup fixtures, right here on the Football Forecast. Now I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below and tell me which of today's 4 games you are most locked in for. Is it the collision of the 2 perfect teams, Norway versus France? Uruguay against Spain in that Group H 6-pointer? Belgium needing De Bruyne to finally deliver against New Zealand? Or Salah and Egypt trying to close out Group G against a stubborn Iran side? Hit that subscribe button right now and turn on notifications. We are dropping complete match previews every single day of this World Cup, and you need every one of them. Follow us on all our socials for real-time stats and live match reaction as tonight's games kick off. All the links are right there in the description below. See you in the next one.